Okay, thank you. Obviously, what an honor. First year in the conference. The kids just battled their tails off, like I said out there, and super proud of them. That maybe we were in situations all night to score runs, and we just couldn't get a ball moving forward. So it's not easy, when that keeps coming up, and all of a sudden you put a little bit too much pressure on yourself. So I was really proud of them, obviously, to come through later, and Andrew to hit the big home run to keep the game going, obviously. But it was only, made possible by great pitching. And Smith Bailey did a great job. The whole bullpen, Tony Pluta, fantastic as they've been all year. So just honored to be Big 12 champions.
Okay, please raise your hand. Wait for the microphone.
Thank you. Andrew, just what did you see on the pitch? Got to ask the basic question on that one. Just what did you see and what did you swing on?
Yeah, it was just a change-up a little up in the zone, and I sat back on it and took a good swing at it. Yes, sir.
Guys, whoever wants to answer it, think back to the start of the year in this building. You guys start 0-3, and now you end the year as Big 12 champions. So just kind of walk us through that low at the beginning of the year. Now you're ending in a high in the same place.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we played some really good teams in this park, and it was kind of a slap in the face, like, oh, maybe you're not as good as you think you are. So we went back home, and I think we won a bunch of games in a row. Went on the road and started playing well, so it was definitely an eye-opener, but it helped us for where we're at now.
Coach, how does this championship compare to the last one?
They're all great. Each team is different. They sort of form their own personality. And last year was awesome and was fun, and we knew it was the last year. It was kind of a sad situation, especially for a guy who played in the Pac-10 and then, was a head coach in the Pac-12 to see it go away. But, we were super excited about getting to the Big 12. I mean, I think this great baseball conference, a lot of different cities and places to go, and the guys handled it great and handled the competition. So it was fun, and obviously coming back here to Global Life after struggling early, I think, as Mason said, was really fun for the guys.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Obvious question. How do you feel as far as your chances to host now? And how many Big 12 teams do you think, have a chance at this point?
I would think that, I would hope that we're in consideration to host. I mean, winning the Big 12 is a big deal for me. And I think that, if you look at all the different, quad wins and these things they look at, we're in pretty good shape. But that's not up to us. And if we get to host again, we'll play better than we did last year. I know that. If we have to go on the road, we'll go and we'll play whoever we have to play. You got to beat everybody anyway. So wherever they want to send us or give us a host, it would be great. In terms of who deserves to go from our conference, I think if you watched the games here and looked at the talent, there's 8 teams in my opinion at least that should be in the tournament, and hopefully they'll all get in. I think they'll have a chance to do well in these regionals.
Coach, you mentioned the early struggles getting the ball and play with runners in scoring position. You guys were 0 for 7 going into that home run swing.
Right.
Was there a message to the offense that you gave, or was it just sticking with everything that's been working all season?
That's a great question. I think we always, blame or want to point the finger at, hitters, and let's give some credit to their pitchers. And I think Kirk does a great job of calling pitches, and he did a wonderful job in situations and sort of preyed on our aggressiveness and threw some off-speed stuff that was really, really well located. So I'm going to give them credit for that, and I think it'll only help us be better next time in that situation, and maybe step back a little bit as hitters and look, maybe put the ball in play the other way, get the ball up like Andrew did on the home run, because that was a completely different swing than the other ones.
Other questions in the back?
For Mason, kind of an obvious question, but what does it mean to you to win the Big 12 tournament most outstanding player of the tournament?
Yeah, I won the Pac-12 one last year, and we played 4 games. So we were the 1 seed coming into that game, and Chip told me before, just show the conference who you are, because we had the number 1 overall pick, and he was getting a lot of attention. But I just went into that tournament just letting it fly and just trying to do as much as I could to help us win. And so coming here, I've been in this spot before where it's the end of the year, and we're competing to host again, and so I was just letting it fly and just having fun in a neutral setting again.
The questions. Derek again.
Coach, this is for you. I noticed you're dry. You're not wet. I kept waiting for somebody to dump a cooler on you. I was taking pictures of your family. Is that supposed to be waiting for another time? I guess I should ask the players. Is that supposed to be waiting for another time?
I think we exhausted our water on all the home run that Andrew hit and the big hits we got. But I think the guys were too busy celebrating on the field. So that's for them. You know, I'm happy for them. And this is it was such a fun 2 weeks we've been in Texas. You know, we were in Houston. We drove up here to play, and so I think everybody's excited to get home. So I think we're a little tired, but and we know. I think these guys understand. You know, and Smith wasn't here, but you know, we were sky high last year, and then you know, we got punched right in the face in the regional. So we have to be ready to go come next Friday.
For each of the guys, being a part of this program, proud tradition historically, but it's kind of a new era. You're in the Big 12. What does it mean for you guys to be able to kind of turn this new leaf and make your own mark on a program in a kind of unique way?
Yeah, you know, it's just been a really, really, you know, it's exciting time. You know, going to the Big 12, a lot of high expectations and stuff, and you know, to be able to carry on that tradition of guys that have played before us and all the success that they've had in the past, it's a huge honor, and we wear it very proudly. So we want to represent Arizona as best we can.
Yeah, I think he said it right. Coming into the conference, not a lot of teams were familiar with Arizona, especially it's such a broad conference around the country. So just kind of showing the conference, like, yeah, we're pretty good at baseball, and we really care about baseball. So I think we showed it.
Yeah, you know, Mason's grandfather played in the WAC. His father played in the Pac-10, and now he's playing in the Pac-12 and the Big 12. So that's pretty impressive for the White family.
Got anything you want to add, Smith?
Yeah, well, as a freshman, like I haven't been here last year with the Pac-12, but I think it shows a lot that we came in this tournament and performed, especially with kind of the comeback we had at the end of the year. We kind of didn't win a few games, and we were fighting for that bye. I think it shows a lot that we came in and won it, especially coming from the Pac-12, and a lot of high hopes and ups and downs with our fans and throughout the whole season. I think we put on a good show tonight, and especially with this tournament.
Good question.
Bailey, especially as a freshman, what does it mean to be able to come out in a huge stage like this and throw 5 1/3 innings of one-run ball and be able to keep your team in the game and give your team a chance to score?
It means a lot. I don't really think of myself as a freshman anymore. I think I'm more of a sophomore, especially with the year that has been going on. I think I needed to mature and grow up. And I think I did a good job of that, especially now. I think it was great that I started off the year throwing in the stadium, and I just tried to do the same things I did a couple months ago. Just try to come out here and throw. I stopped worrying about stats and all that stuff that doesn't matter, especially in a game like this, because the goal is to win. So I came out, trusted my preparation, and just performed as best as I could.
Mark, is anything?
I'll ask one more.
Okay. One.
Coach, you kind of touched on it already, but just your team's on an uptick going into next week, whether you're at home or on the road. Just what's your feeling about your team and how they're playing and what you expect from them? I know you expect to do better than last year in the regionals, but give me what you think for coming up.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'll obviously the starting pitching is going to be super important. When we get good starting pitching, we have a great chance to win, and that's most teams. But we really have 3 guys right now that can give us 5 or 6 innings, which you don't see very often right now in college baseball. So we can build off of that. We just, you know, our offense really came around down in Houston. I thought yesterday was kind of who we are, and I think you'll see more of that in the regionals. And I'm excited to watch them play.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
guys.
Good luck.
You bet.
Thanks,